welcome back for another video. The weekend's action has just wrapped up, so let's react to what we've learned, and I'll discuss my transfer plans for Gameweek 2 as well. So let's do the Man United game first. Man United 1, Fulham 0. Bruno Owners desperately unlucky here. I had him in my team as well, and he took 6 shots, 1.19 expected goals, 2 big chances missed. Breaking the 4th wall, he posted an apology for fantasy managers that had him on social media, and he said he's going to repay us, so I'm going to hold him to that one. Smith Rowe had a relatively quiet debut, but he showed glimpses of promise playing as number 10. He came off just after 60 minutes, evidently still getting up to full fitness. Despite the blank, he's an easy hold given the fixtures turn better for Fulham now, starting with Leicester home Gameweek 2. Xerxes came on and he snatched a late winner for Man United. I'd avoid him for now still until he's a clear starter and showing promise. It was also an agonising watch for Garnacho owners. He got an assist and then right at the end of the game he missed an open goal. Ahmad's going to share a lot of minutes with Garnacho and Rashford this season. He also came off early. Mazraoui had a solid debut in left back with Shaw injured. Fair play if any of you went there for 4.5 mil. Robinson, also 4.5 mil, looked good, and I can see him being a popular transfer for those who went with Quansah. Mooners up top had a pretty quiet game as well, but again, much like Smith Rowe, keep faith, much better fixtures to come. So let's talk about the Liverpool game then. Dream start to the season for Salah captainers with a 14-point return, or 28 as captain, from 1 goal, 1 assist, and then 3 bonus. Jota scored the other goal for Liverpool. They had a pretty quiet first half, all things considered, but grew into the game, and they were far too much for Ipswich to handle second half. It's very rare you see a defender hooked at half time, but that was exactly what happened to Quansah. He stayed in the game as long as Ed Sheeran did, who had to leave at half time for a concert. Slot very ruthless here, and he said post-match that Quansah lost too many duels, which meant they struggled to control the game. We always knew Quansah was a calculated risk, and there was that potential for Konate to come in, though no one expected 45 minutes into Gameweek 1. Trent played exceptional, and if he stays fit, I can genuinely see him finishing the season about 8 mil. He created 2 big chances against Ipswich, which helped him claim 2 bonus points, 1.06 expected goal involvement. Loads of options at Liverpool. There's Salah, Jota, Diaz all played well. And Szoboszlai impressed as well, playing just behind Jota with 4 shots and a couple of chances created, and Robertson for 6 mil got the start in left back. Popular 4 mil defender Johnson was named on the bench. Greaves also 4 mil started, and he's still my favourite of the 4 mil defenders. Muric missed the game in goal after a reported calf injury early in the week. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. A reminder that goal scorer odds, projected points, gut feeling, or whatever you use to make decisions can go out the window with the unpredictable nature of football sometimes. A comment together between Cher and Brereton Diaz saw Cher get a straight red card for a headbutt in the first half. This completely changed the game as Newcastle were forced to defend and they looked to break on the counter more. Nonetheless, a mistake from McCarthy playing the ball up, which Isak drilled across the box, Joelinton put them 1-0 up. At least he didn't blank for those of us that captained him, but frustrating what could have been on another day. Hull had a pretty poor game in left back, though Cher is out for 3 games, so he might be safer now. Unless Howe decides to give Kelly a start in left centre back or left back, with Burn going the other spot. Hull did make a goal-saving clearance off the line though, to be fair. Liverpool got the nod over Trippier and right back, and he snatched a couple of bonus points. 4 more defenders, Howard Bellis, Stevens and Bednarek all started for Southampton. Stevens actually plays FPL, and fair play, he benched the Newcastle assets in the team against him. He also benched himself. There's a widget on FPL.page that tracks pro footballers that play FPL, makes for interesting reading sometimes. Salah and Jota have actually started very well with their teams. Salah captained himself in his FPL team, and I'm sure the first thing that came to his mind after the goal was his FPL haul. Maybe not. Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle were the top 3 of the clean sheet odds, and they all managed to keep one. A more predictable game in that sense at least. Arsenal beating Wolves 2-0 at the Emirates. Havertz and Saka both with 1 goal, 1 assist. The Havertz assist not coming from a big chance created or anything like that. It was a ball to Saka, who then cut inside and found a yard to shoot near post. White, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko was the backline for Arsenal as predicted. Zinchenko did come off early for Timber. It's not ideal timing for the Havertz transfer despite the haul. They've got Villa, Spurs and Man City all away games in the next 4. However, Arsenal's fixtures turned pretty incredible from Gameweek 6, which is when I'm going to be aiming to triple up. Leicester and Southampton back to back then. Aston Villa edged a 2-1 win over West Ham. Bailey owners a bit unlucky with a shot rattling off the post. Rodgers played really well. He looks the best 5 man midfielder as we expected. That all said, 5 mil Souček had a great game. He won a penalty which Paqueta buried. Some will remember what a beast he was a few years back when he's also 5 mil. It'd be great if he can become an option like that again. Fulkrug and Somerville were named on the bench and they both came on together in the 73rd minute. Watkins was straight into the starting 11 for Villa despite no pre-season, but you could tell he didn't have a great game. Exactly 0 expected goal involvement, and they're up against Arsenal next. Konsa started in right centre back for Villa. Brighton blew Everton away 3-0, Branthwaite not in the squad, not helped by a young red card either, but it was already 2-0 by that point after a Mitoma goal, assisted by 5.5 mil Minte, and then Welbeck scored later. It was a classy goal from Welbeck, faking a through ball on his right, cut onto his left, and then he bent one past Pickford. Quite a surprise as 4 mil Barker was named on the bench and an unused substitute. Adingra got the third goal, assisted by Welbeck as well. Minte did come off in the first half after being caught in the head by Mikalenko. João Pedro started the game and he made it to 80 or so minutes, and he did have a shot hit the post. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the Brighton assets because from Gameweek 4 they've got Ipswich home followed by Forest home. Brentford beat Palace 2-1, and if you had Eze, this was a really frustrating one. He was absolutely incredible, best player on the pitch. He scored a class free kick, but the ref blew up a fraction before it hit the back of the net for a foul on a Brentford defender. Now had he blown up after it was in the goal, VAR would have reviewed it and they would have given the goal. Glasner said the ref actually apologised to Eze after the game, admitting the mistake. That would have put him on 7 points and a certain bonus. Anyway, that's classic FPL. Incoming first apology of the season from PGMOL. Eze played a great ball to Edouard as well, who scored, but he didn't quite hold his run either and it was chalked offside. Despite the 2-pointer, he's an easy hold. He's on free kicks, penalties, home to West Ham next. He took 7 shots, 3 on target, 3 were blocked and 1 off target. Munoz owners came away with something at least, assisting Palace's goal, which was a Pinnock own goal. Well played if he took the punt on Mbeumo. Tony wasn't named in the squad and Mbeumo looked really dangerous. Frank said he was left out of the squad and missed interest from other clubs in the transfer market. So if Tony does leave, Mbeumo's going to be on penalties and he'll be central to Brentford's attack. I've got him penciled in for Gameweek 6 when Brentford hit a really good run of games. Man City beat Chelsea 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. It was a class take from Haaland to put them 1-0 up, assisted by Bernardo. Chelsea did have a penalty shout not given, and Palmer did get the start unsurprisingly, and he did play the 90. He didn't manage to have too much of an impact, though obviously it's not easy when you're facing City. Further frustration for us Nkunku owners, who was taken off at 58 minutes, resulting in a 1-pointer. Neto coming on for him for his Chelsea debut. Kovacic then put the game to bed with a winner, and he took all 3 bonus points. Haaland still managed 2 bonus despite a booking. Haaland non-owners, you can come out from behind your sofas now. That said, Gameweek 2 is going to be an interesting one. So here's how my team looks for Gameweek 2. It's Henderson, Trent, Dunk, Porro, Nkunku, Saka, Eze, Bruno and Smith Rowe. And it's Isak and Haaland up top. So just about the easiest captaincy in history, Haaland home to Ipswich. Got 7 home games, 4 away games in the 11 this week. Would have been great to have Kwanzaa, but after getting hooked at half time, it has cast a lot of uncertainty whether he starts next match. The plan was always to roll in Gameweek 2. But now the question is whether to spend a transfer selling Kwanzaa and possibly avoiding a 0.1 mil drop, and whether to sell Nkunku having failed to make it past 60 minutes. One player I have been looking at is Robinson, who's 4.5 mil, home to Leicester in Gameweek 2, then he's away at Ipswich Gameweek 3. I really want to avoid making a transfer at all costs though, as 2 is going to be invaluable from Gameweek 3. There's a lot more you can do with 2 or 3 transfers, and players like Foden could come back into the picture very quickly. He did come on at half time against Chelsea. So the plan this week as it stands is to roll and hope for a dunk bullet header, as his clean sheet potential is not going to be great against Man United. If you've got Minte and he's ruled out of the next match as a concussion substitute, then I would consider a straight swap for someone like Smith Rowe. I think Nkunku's probably worth getting another game. We could see his minutes look slightly better next match, but there is no denying Maresca's got tons of options at his disposal. How are you all getting on in Gameweek 1 so far? Obviously we've got the Monday night game left to play, so good luck if you've got anyone involved. And what's your transfer plans for Gameweek 2? Drop a comment below. There's lots of great FPL content coming this week, so make sure you subscribe. See you soon for the next one.